Good afternoon, everyone, and welcome back to the Catholic Contessa. Today I am going to make for the first time a traditional Catholic dish. I am going to make the Lenten Pretzel. With people don't know this, but a pretzel is actually originally a Lenten food made by German monks. I have the recipe in this book and a little bit about the pretzel. So this goes into Ash Wednesday. The feast day of Lent derives from its name from the ceremony of imposing blessed ashes on the forehead of the faithful in token of contrition and penance. The liturgical rite was practiced in Rome as early as the 5th century. Ash Wednesday is a day of strict fast and abstinence. After the feasting and reveling of the preceding days, the homes of the faithful are now suddenly filled with the atmosphere of penance and harsh fasting. The meals of the day are traditionally meager and simple. According to ancient custom, Ash Wednesday is the first day of the pretzel season. So it goes into a pretzel season in Lent. Surprising as it sounds, the pretzel has a great historical and spiritual significance for Lent. In fact, it used to be that the Lenten bread in early centuries of the Christian era, the faithful in the old Roman Empire kept a very strict fast all through Lent. No milk, no butter, no cheese, no eggs, no cream, and of course no meat. Instead, they made small breads of water, flour, and salt to accompany their meager fare of vegetables, fruit, and fish. To remind themselves that Lent was a time of prayer, they shaped these breads in the forms of arms crossed in prayer and called them little arms, bracelli. This Latin word eventually became the Germanic pretzel. Thus, the pretzel is the most appropriate food symbol for the season of Lent. It still shows the form of the arms crossed in prayer over the chest, reminding us that Lent is a time of prayer. It consists of flour and water only, thus proclaiming Lent as a period of fasting. The pretzels are eaten today all through the year is only accidental. In many sections of Europe, they are still served only from Ash Wednesday to Easter, thereby keeping the ancient symbolism alive. Catholic families could well return to this religious use of the pretzel in the home. The children will be delighted when they hear the true story of this symbol of Lent and a small pretzel at every dinner plate during Lent will certainly proclaim its spiritual message as clearly and deeply to our modern families as it did to our fellow Christians in ancient Rome. That Lent is a sacred season of prayer and fasting. So, with that little introduction, I am now going to prepare to make the pretzels, and through the magic of video editing, I will be right back. So, ingredients for my Ash Wednesday pretzels. I have 2 cups of sifted flour. So for those of you who don't know, this is a sifter. Okay, see the little handle? You put the flour inside here, and you turn this handle, and it aerates the flour. This is an older tool. You could buy it at your local baking or cooking shop, or you could just order it from Amazon. Okay, I separated my eggs and my egg whites. I need 4 egg yolks. I have to melt this. This is a tablespoon of butter. And the recipe also calls for milk. It does not say how much milk to put in, just until the dough is smooth. So I am going to do this until the dough is, pour this milk in until the dough is smooth. It's one of those older recipes that doesn't measure. So I'm going to go melt this butter. I microwave my butter. I'm going to give it 30 seconds. Okay, so the butter's done. Oh, it's a little warm. Let's see if I can pick this up without dropping it. Ooh, oh, it's not melted enough yet. That's okay. We'll do another 30 seconds. It's a little hot. You can't see it, but my butter is nice and melted. I'll show you in a minute. I need a cloth. Try not to spill it. Oops. That's the best I can do. The butter is nice and melted, and I'm going to start mixing this all together. So the book reads, mix together flour, egg yolks, melted butter, and salt in a mixing bowl. So that's what I'm going to do. Flour, here's my egg yolks. You know what, I want to get a little bit more out. There we go. Melted butter. And my little pinch of salt, or a 1/16 of a teaspoon. My goodness, it's not coming out. There we go. I'm going to mix this all together. I'm going to put this in the sink so I have some room. See if I can. There we go. Flour is flying everywhere. I think it's time to add the milk. Add milk until dough is smooth. This reminds me a little bit of making pretzels, but that's for another video. I'm getting my pot of water to boil. Or not boil, I'm getting the water ready to boil. Because this recipe says that you have to boil the pretzels before you bake them. I'm going to roll out the dough. The dough is nice and smooth. I'm supposed to do this. Roll small. Beat dough with end of rolling pin for about 15 minutes. Roll small pieces of dough into pencil-like strips. Form into pretzel shapes. I think I made the dough a little wet. the problem by not using exact measurements. You have to guesstimate. There we go. Well, this is the first raw pretzel. I have to drop it in boiling water and bake it. Let's see how it goes. I'm gonna drop it into the boiling water. I'm gonna set a timer for, no, not bake, cancel. Timer, 5 minutes to boil. Oh, look, it kept its shape. I don't know if you can see it, but yep. And this is a boiled pretzel. Okay, so the pretzels have been sitting in the refrigerator for almost 6 hours. I'm putting a line of parchment paper on the pan. And the pretzels are going on the pan. I have to make an egg wash for them. My oven is being set, preheated to 400 degrees. And these are going to bake until they're a nice golden brown. Making my egg wash.